Hello and welcome to my world of crochet. My name is Dina, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to crochet this leafy shawl which I'm holding in this photo. Should you have any question regarding this tutorial, please feel free to ask them in the comments down below and I will do my very best to answer them. If you like the tutorial, then please support me by liking this video, subscribe to my channel for more tutorials and ring the little bell to get notified whenever I do post new videos. This tutorial is made in the Hobby Twister yarn, which is a 55% cotton and 45% acrylic cake that comes at 250 grams, that equals 8.8 ounces, which gives you 1,000 meters of yarn, that equals 1,093 yards. The yarn comes with a recommended crochet hook size of 3.5 to 4 millimeter, and that equals a US size E to G, which is also known as a 4 to 6. It is a fine weight 2 yarn, and that can be washed at 40 degrees Celsius, which equals 104 Fahrenheit. The yarn is designed in Denmark and it's made in Turkey with love. And it is also Oeko-Tex branded 100, which means it has been tested against any sort of harmful substances. This Hobby Twister cake is the colorway 52, which is also the one we know as Zen Garden. The Hobby Twister yarn is a really soft cake that comes in many beautiful color transitions, and it is the absolute perfect yarn for shawls and other garments. It's a twine spun yarn, which means it's very easy and a true pleasure to work with. For this tutorial, I have chosen to use a crochet hook size of 3.5 millimeter, and they are also known as a US size E. As you can see, I have option to start from the outside of the cake and work towards the inside. And to start this leafy shawl, we are going to create a magic ring. And there is no need to make the magic ring too tight. We need to be easily able to work with it. Like this. Grab the working yarn. And we have to start by creating 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This chain 5 counts as a double crochet and a chain 2. Now we're going to work in a double crochet into our magic ring, like this. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and work in another double crochet in the magic ring, like this. Then we chain 2 once more, 1, 2, work in a third, in fact a fourth double crochet in the magic ring, 1, there, so we have 4, and then we're going to chain 2 more, and then we're going to work in the last double crochet, the 5th and last of the starting round. So now we have the chain double crochet and then 4 regular double crochets. We are now going to pull this string to tighten up the work. And therefore you have them, the chain 3 plus chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet. So to start on round 2, we start by chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we turn the work around and we work in 3 double crochets here in the double crochet stitch from the previous round. So 1, 2, 3. Then we will go ahead and chain 2. 1, 2, and then we will crochet just a single double crochet here in the previous double crochet stitch of the previous round. Then we will chain 2 once more, 2, and we will work in 3 double crochets here in the double crochet stitch of the previous round. So 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then we will work in a double crochet in the 3rd stitch, this 3rd chain stitch from the previous of the round, and they can be a little bit tricky to get over as we are working into the chain. But yes, the 3rd chain from the previous chain 5 is where you work in that double crochet. And that was round 2 complete. To start on round 3, we start by chaining 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we turn the work and we work in 2 double crochets in the last of the double crochets from the previous round, so in the first one that we made here. So we work in 2 double crochets, 1, 2, then we work in a regular double crochet in the following double crochet stitch, 1, and then we do another 2 double crochets in the last double crochet stitch here from the previous round, 1, 2, then we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we work in a double crochet here in the stitch, double crochet stitch from the previous round. Then we will go ahead and chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3. We will work then in 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet and 2 double crochets, so thus giving a 5 in total. So 1, 2 in the first, then we do 1 in the next, and just 2 here in the last. That was 1, and we need 1 more. Then we chain 3, 2, 3, and then we work in a double crochet here in the 3rd stitch and the 3rd chain stitch from the previous round, and they can be a little bit tricky to get. There it is. And that's was the completion of round 3. To start on round 4, we start by chaining 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we turn our work around, and then we work in double crochet here in the last stitch of the previous round. Then we chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we proceed by working in 2 double crochets here in the last of the 5 double crochets of the previous round. So we do 1 double crochet, and then another double crochet here in the same stitch. Then we work in 3 double crochets in the following 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. And then here in the last double crochet, we work in 2 double crochets. Then we chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and we work in a double crochet here in the single double crochet stitch from the previous round. Oh, like this. Then we chain 1. We work in a second double crochet in that stitch from the previous round. Then we chain 1 more, and we work in the third double crochet in that stitch of the previous round. Then we go ahead and chain 3 again. 1, 2, 3. And then we proceed by working in 2 double crochets here in the first of the row of 5 double crochets from the previous round. So that would be 1 double crochet and 2 double crochets. We proceed by working in 3 double crochets in the following 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. On the very last of these double crochets, we work in 2 double crochets in the very last of these stitches. Now we have left with the chain 6 from the previous round, and we start by chaining 3 here. And then we work in a double crochet in the third stitch of that chain 5 from the previous round, which is this one. Then we go ahead and chain 1, and then we'll work in a second double crochet in that third chain from the previous round. And that concludes round 4. Round 5, 6, and 7 are the repeating pattern of the Leafy Shawl. You keep repeating these rounds until the Leafy Shawl has reached your desired size. Do make sure that you do have enough yarn left to complete another 2 rounds, which will create the finishing edge of the shawl. To start on round 5, we start by a chaining 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we turn our work around and we work in 3 double crochets in this past double crochet of the previous round. So 1, 2, and 3. Then we go ahead and chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we skip a double crochet here, and we go ahead and work in 5 double crochets in the following 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Then we go ahead and chain 3, 1, 2, 3, which we then will work into this next double crochet. We will work in 3 double crochet stitches in the same stitch. So 1, 2, and a 3 double crochets. Then we will chain 2, and we will work in a single double crochet in the single double crochet here in the center or the tip of the shawl. So that would be 1. We chain 2 again, 1, 2. As we proceed on the second side here of the shawl, we work in 3 double crochets in the following double crochet stitch. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We skip a double crochet stitch, and then we work in 5 double crochets in the following 5 double crochet stitches of the previous round. So 2 and a 3, 4 and a 5. Oh. Then we chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then we find the next double crochet stitch, so not the one in the row here because we skipped that one, and then the following double crochet stitch here, which is a single one. We enter and work in 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Then we chain 2, 1, 2, and we work in a double crochet in the third stitch, chain stitch to be exact, of the previous round, and they can sometimes be a little bit tricky to catch. So there we got it. And then that completes round 5. Now you can see here that the leaves are slowly starting to take shape. To start on round 6, we start by chaining 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we go ahead and turn our work around, and we start by working in 2 double crochets here in the first double crochet stitch of the previous round. So 1, 2. We work in a single double crochet in the following double crochet stitch, and then we work in another 2 double crochets here in the last double crochet stitch of that group of 3 of the previous round. Then we go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. We skip the next double crochet stitch here, and then here in the following 3 double crochet stitches, we work in a double crochet in each stitch. So that would be 2, and here we go for the 3rd double crochet stitch, and then we chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. We come here to this group of 3 double crochets where we in the first double crochet work in 2, then afterwards work in single, and then we work in 2 in the last of those stitches. So that will be the first 2 double crochets here in the same stitch. The following stitch would be a single double crochet. The 3rd stitch we work in 2 double crochets, so that we have a new group of 5. Then after this, we chain 3. 1, 2, and 3, where we then here in the center double crochet, in the very tip of the shawl, work in just a 1 double crochet. Then we chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then we prepare to work in again 2 double crochets in the following double crochet stitch here, 1 double crochet, and then another 2 double crochet in the last of those 3 double crochet stitches of the previous round. So this would be the first double crochet and the second double crochet. Then we have a single double crochet in the center of the 3, then 2 double crochets in the last of the 3 double crochets. So then we go ahead and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then we skip the first double crochet stitch here, and then we work in 3 double crochets in the following 3 stitches. So 1 and 2 and 3. Then we chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we go ahead here and work in first 2 double crochets, then single double crochet, and then another 2 double crochets, so that we get 5 in total. So first 2 double crochets here in the first stitch, then a single double crochet in the single stitch in the center, and then another 2 double crochets, to finish this round, we are gonna chain 3, 2, 3, and then work in a double crochet here in the 3rd stitch in the 3rd chain of the previous round. So 1, 2, that will be the 3rd you have here. And as mentioned, they can sometimes be tricky. This one doesn't want to. There it goes. And that would be round 6. To start on round 7, we start by chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we turn our work around and work in a double crochet in the last stitch of the previous round, like this. Then we continue by chaining 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we come to this group of 5 double crochets from the previous round, where we start by working in 2 double crochets in the first stitch. Oh. 1, 2, and then a double crochet in each of the following 3 stitches. 2, 3. Then we work in 2 double crochets in the last stitch to create a row of 7 double crochets in total here. Then we chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we skip the next double crochet stitch, and in the center we work in a single double crochet. We go ahead and chain 3 again, 2, 3, skip the following stitch, and then go here to this group of 5, where we in the first work in 2 double crochets. And then we work in 3 double crochets in the following 3 stitches, so a double crochet in each stitch. 1, 2, and 3. And the very last stitch we again work in 2 double crochets. So 1, 2. Then we go ahead and chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And here at the tip of the shawl, we work in a double crochet in that double crochet stitch. Then we go ahead and chain 1. We work in a second double crochet in that tip. Then we go ahead and chain just 1 more and work in a third double crochet in that single stitch, like this. Then you continue by chaining 3 again, 1, 2, and 3. Then you come to the next group here of 5 double crochets, where you're in the first group, or in the first double crochet, work in 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2. Then you work in a double crochet in the following 3 stitches. 1 and 2 and 3. Then in the last stitch here you work in 2 double crochets. So that will give you a group of 7 double crochets. Here. Then we chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Skip the first of the 3 double crochet stitches here and work in the center a single double crochet. We go ahead and chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3. Skip the third of the 3 double crochets and go to the next group of 5, where we in the first work in 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Then we work in a double crochet in each of the following 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. And then here in the last of the 5, we work in 2 double crochets. Then we chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then we will have to, in the third stitch of the previous chain 6 of the previous round, in the third stitch we have to work in a double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. And they can, as mentioned a few times, be a bit tricky to get. And it should be this one, like this. Then you chain one and work in another double crochet in that chain stitch. And that concludes round 7. As you can see, we are starting to create more leaves, and more leaves are already automatically growing from this shawl. I will now continue to repeat round 5, 6 and 7, and then I will meet you back when I'm ready to crochet the finishing edge of the leafy shawl. I have now been repeating round 5, 6 and 7 multiple times and only have enough yarn left on the cake to crochet another 2 rounds. To prepare for the final round and edge of this shawl, you will have to add 1 more repetition of round 5. Once I have done this, I will be meeting you again. To start on the final round and edge of the leafy shawl, we start by chaining 1. Then we turn our work and we work in 3 single crochets here in the chain gap. So 1, 2 and 3. Then we proceed by chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to work in 3 double crochets into 1 stitch, thus decreasing by 2 here, and we do that by first yarning over, insert the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. We have 3 loops. We yarn over, pull through the first 2. We yarn over again, insert the hook in the following stitch, pull up a loop. We now have 4 loops. We yarn over, pull through the first 2. So you're left with 3 hoops. You then yarn over again, insert in the last stitch, yarn over, pull up the loop, yarn over, go through the 2 first loops. We go back, yarn over again and pull through all the 4 remaining loops. And now we have worked in 3 double crochets into 1 stitch. Now we're going to go and chain 3, like this. We go down to the next chain gap here, where we're going to work in 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to skip the first double crochet stitch, and in the second, third and fourth here, we're going to work in 3 double crochets into 1 like we just did. So we yarn over, insert the hook in the second double crochet stitch, pull up the loop. We have 3 loops. We yarn over again, and then, yarn over and pull through. So we have 2 loops left. We yarn over, insert in the third double crochet stitch, pull up the loop, yarn over, pull through the 2 first, yarn over again, insert the hook in the fourth, pull up the loop, we yarn over, pull through the 2 first. We are left with 4 loops here. We yarn over and pull through all 4. So we are now again having 3 double crochets worked into 1. Then we chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We skip the last stitch here, and we work in 3 single crochets here in the chain gap. So 1, 2, and 3. And here we're just going to proceed by repeating what we have done. So we chain 3, work 3 double crochets together, chain 3, work in 3 single crochets, chain 4, skip the first, work in 3 double crochets together, chain 4 and skip the last, work in 3 single crochets, etc. And we are going to complete and continue doing that until we reach the center tip here of the shawl. And then I will meet you back again. As you can see, we are almost here at the tip of the shawl, and we just finished crocheting 3 double crochets into 1. So the next we're going to do is to chain 3 and 3, and then we're going to work in the 3 single crochets around the chain gap here. So 1, 2, and 3. Here at the tip, we are going to work in a single crochet here in the double crochet stitch. 1. And then we're going to work in 3 single crochets again here in the chain gap. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to repeat the pattern we just did. So we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 3 double crochets into 1 stitch, so to decrease. So we do that, and this is basically now we're going to proceed with this pattern, which we just did for the whole other side, on the second side of the shawl until we reach the end. So we chain 3 again, 2, 3, work in the 3 single crochets around the chain gap, 1, 2, and 3, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Prepare for the double crochet, but first we skip a stitch, and then we work 3 double crochets into 1 stitch, like this. We chain 4 again, 2, 3, 4. And then we start working in the single crochets, the 3 single crochets around the chain gap, chain 3, work in 3 double crochets in 1 stitch, chain 3, etc. And this is how we proceed until we reach the very end of the shawl, where we are going to finish it up and weave in the ends. As you can see, we have almost gotten to the end here of the last round and edge of the leafy shawl. And we just finished working in 3 double crochets into 1 stitch. So a decrease of 3. And then we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Then we are going to work in the 3 single crochets here around the chain space. 1, 2, and 3. And now in this 3rd stitch from top, which is almost covered here, so we are going to work in a single crochet, which is basically the very last stitch of the leafy shawl. Then we are going to cut the yarn and pull through and weave in the ends. And from here on, the only thing we are missing to do is to finalize it by blocking the shawl, and then we are complete.